In this podcast episode, Mike Thurston engages in a deep and wide-ranging conversation with serial entrepreneur and author Daniel Priestley. The discussion revolves around the profound impact of artificial intelligence on business and society, the shifting nature of entrepreneurship, investment strategies, challenges in different industries, and even reflections on economic and political shifts affecting the global elite. Daniel Priestley unequivocally states that nothing is safe from AI disruption, decisively negating the notion that any industry, including podcasting, can remain untouched. He challenges entrepreneurs to imagine their business as if it had already been killed by a competitor using AI more effectively. By adopting this mindset, companies can better identify vulnerabilities and innovate before it's too late. The exercise involves critically analyzing how AI-powered competitors might outperform them, whether through speed, efficiency, talent acquisition, or amplifying brand messaging, and then becoming that company themselves. In the world of podcasting, Priestley notes that while AI can automate many functional tasks such as guest research, scripting assistance, content amplification, and even identifying the best clips for social media, it currently cannot replicate the vitality, the human connection, and emotional essence of a successful show. AI excels at the sponge cake of business, the functional, repetitive, or scalable elements, but the icing on the cake, unique human creativity and personal touch, remains vital. This divide between functionality and vitality is a critical insight into how AI will shape industries moving forward. The discussion touches on the types of jobs most likely to be replaced by AI by 2026, highlighting roles that involve repetitive or regulated tasks, such as medical lab assistants, pharmacy clerks, radiology technicians, parking attendants, and warehouse workers. Priestley points out that while regulatory frameworks may slow AI adoption in highly controlled sectors like healthcare, the long-term trend favors automation. Even traditionally safe, careers like plumbing face indirect risks. An oversupply of workers shifting to those roles as other jobs are automated can drive down wages and reduce job security. Conversely, jobs involving complex interpersonal skills, such as diplomats, entrepreneurs, psychologists, social workers, and therapists, are less susceptible, at least for now. Yet, even in sectors like coaching and fitness, AI tools can produce decent outputs, e.g., training plans, but miss the nuanced human touch, indicating a cautious future where these professions might evolve rather than disappear. Priestley introduces a new paradigm for work and entrepreneurship that rejects the traditional goal of finding a stable job. Instead, he advocates for the loops and groups mindset, which focuses on value creation loops, where entrepreneurs identify problems, create solutions, scale rapidly with the right people and technology, and then exit profitably. These loops can be anything from launching a podcast episode, releasing a fitness app, or starting a beverage brand. The rapid iteration enabled by AI transforms entrepreneurship into a game where running multiple value creation loops simultaneously becomes feasible, managed efficiently through small AI-enabled teams. This approach demands speed and adaptability, with a focus on assembling the best group of people for each loop rather than long-term employment. Priestley himself uses a structured hiring framework, 2-4-8-30 personnel stages, to scale businesses effectively while maintaining focus on doubling revenue growth. The conversation delves into the evolving landscape of investment. Priestley discusses how capital has become a commodity, easily accessible, and no longer a unique advantage for entrepreneurs, but access to influence, connections, and strategic introductions is what truly adds value. He reveals his philosophy on equity partnerships, where entrepreneurs negotiate deals involving influence for equity. This structure allows investors or experts to contribute key endorsements, connections, or promotional efforts in exchange for equity shares, rather than just capital. Priestley highlights the importance of deal structuring to maintain control and exit options, including clauses to prevent founders from misusing company assets or sidelining shareholders. This mindset enables investors to move rapidly from deal to deal, advancing companies with strategic inputs rather than getting bogged down in day-to-day operations. Using examples from the beverage industry, Priestley explains the difficult dynamics of product launches and brand longevity. He contrasts the meteoric rise and fall of hyped drinks like Logan Paul's Prime with brands demonstrating consistent exponential growth. The latter approach, akin to nurturing hot coals rather than relying on lighter fluid, requires patience, endurance, and steady scaling. Priestley and Mike also analyze successful beverage brands like Liquid Death, which cleverly mix product innovation, canned water marketed like a beer, with savvy marketing and brand positioning. These success stories emphasize not just product quality, but also thoughtful market targeting and influencer engagement. Without sustained campaigns and authentic quality, even well-hyped products quickly fade. The discussion broadens to macroeconomic themes, specifically millionaire migration trends and tax policy impacts. Priestley notes significant outflows of millionaires from countries like the UK and China, with the UAE and the US being top destinations. Low or no tax regimes, business-friendly environments, and lifestyle factors draw wealthy individuals to these hubs, while the UK suffers from punitive tax burdens and diminishing opportunities. He critiques the current UK government's approach, highlighting how inefficiency, high taxes, and regulatory drag drive capital and talent away. Priestley outlines a potential but politically challenging solution involving special economic zones with favorable tax laws to attract and retain wealth, drawing parallels with Italy's flat-rate tax for wealthy foreigners. Notably, Priestley dismisses the myth that taxing the wealthy heavily necessarily benefits a country. Rather, he warns that excessive taxation leads to capital flight, property devaluation, and loss of national assets to foreign buyers. Conversely, countries like Switzerland, the UAE, and Singapore continue to thrive by creating environments attractive to high-net-worth individuals. Priestley is skeptical about traditional political systems adapting rapidly enough to the fast-changing digital and AI-enabled world. He describes current governments as the blob, entrenched bureaucrats resistant to change, and imagines a difficult transition phase requiring difficult and seemingly unfair measures to reset economies. Despite recognizing the harshness of such measures, he stresses the necessity of creating two-speed economies where international capital is welcomed under special terms to finance and revitalize struggling regions. He foresees that political leaders who embrace radical efficiency reforms, like the example of Argentina's prime minister reducing ministries drastically, can unlock growth and approval by cutting waste and promoting entrepreneurial optimism. However, Priestley prefers to focus on entrepreneurship and wealth creation outside traditional government roles, rather than pursuing political office himself. Throughout the interview, Priestley reflects on his own journey as an author of multiple business books, emphasizing how writing allows his thinking to evolve. He candidly acknowledges that each book represents his best thinking at the time, while also accepting that ideas and opinions change with experience and new insights. He encourages entrepreneurs to write books as a powerful tool to crystallize their ideas and free mental space for future innovation. For those balancing multiple interests, such as fitness and business, Priestley suggests creating clear boundaries by closing chapters with definitive projects, like publishing a fitness-focused book, before moving on to new domains, such as longevity or wellness.